Hey everyone, on this episode of Canadian Kid Down Under, I'm going to be teaching you how I've been living over the last couple of months out of my SUV. Before we get started on the tour, I'm just going to let you know that this is about as decked out as you can get. I'm not saying that you have to do it exactly like I have, but if you want to live as a backpacker in Australia in extreme comfort, this is definitely the way to do it. So let's check out the tour. So on top of the vehicle, you notice that I got a few things. The most important, I guess, would be the fuel and water. I always carry an extra fuel can. There is a lot of options for fuel when you're on the road, but I have had to use this. It definitely got me out of a situation. Water is something that I'm always carrying way too much of. If you get a breakdown and you're in the middle of nowhere, then that's definitely something that's going to end up saving your life. You also notice that I have a basket on top that just holds little things like lawn chairs, a spare tent, the awning for my rooftop tent, which you'll see behind the water and gas there, and things like a little kitchen table and such. So the vehicle itself is a V6 Pajero. It's fully loaded. It comes with all the 4x4 options that you need. I can get through sand, I can get through mud. I got a regular 4x4 if I need it. This thing's gotten me here, there, and everywhere in Australia. I've lived on a beach for a week. I've been up in the mountains, and yeah, it's been very reliable to me. So if you're looking at a 4x4 vehicle to travel in, this is definitely something that you want to look at. Interior of the vehicle is really nice. It got leather, I got a sunroof, got the wood grain and all that. Definitely something that's not your typical backpacker vehicle, but I mean, for me, it was something that I planned on living out of for long periods of time, so I wanted to go a little bit further and get myself something a little bit better. So coming into the back now, I have a little bit of a sleeping berth. This allows me to do what's called stealth camping. If I need to ever just pull over into, say, a random parking lot at a beach, random subdivision and such like that, then I have a place to stay. I don't need to set up the rooftop tent, and it keeps me out of trouble. I just move the front seat forward. I have a little bit of a drop down here, and yeah, it works out really, really good. Now also in the back, what I have here is a little bit of a storage area. Just move the mattress forward. I can flip this up, and yeah, I got a bunch of storage. Typically what I keep in here is camera gear that I'm not using too often, some sweaters, some pants, just things that you want but you're not going to be using all the time, so it's a good way to put it away. Living this lifestyle, you're all about trying to make the most effective use of your space, and I definitely think that this is a great idea for that. Now around back here, I got my bike rack. It's got a bike lock on the actual rack, so I'm not concerned about anyone stealing that. As I come in, I'll open up the back here for you. You'll see that I've got myself a solar panel. I'll get to the solar a little bit later. I also have a little bit of storage here. I keep my longboard. Got my cooler below, and this is typically where I'll keep most of my clothes as a little bit of a dresser, so it works out pretty good that way. The back door, I also have a little bit of storage. I just keep things like gloves for my bike, just supplies that I might need for the bike itself, just some outdoor gear. It's just a good little storage, and it's quick and handy for me to get at and have access. Now, in order to have some ventilation at night, something like this is definitely key to have. Just pop down the window, I open up the door, and I have what's called a window sock. So it just goes over the door itself. Keeps the bugs out. I mean, at night you get the mozzies. During the day you get all the flies and that. But I mean, it's definitely a great way to keep the vehicle ventilated and yeah, keep yourself that much more comfortable at night when you're sleeping inside. Down below I have a ton of storage. I keep everything from fuel for my stove, some spare toilet paper, all my food. I got a little bit of a toolbox. It's also where I keep my battery for my solar panel. I'll get to that in a little bit, and the inverter. So I mean, having a setup like this with the sleeping berth allows you to have ample amount of space underneath for you to get everything that you need to survive in there. This is a little bit of an upgrade that's not necessary. I got myself a battery with an inverter. The battery I hook up to the solar panels. The solar panels will run that. Currently right now it's just hooked up to the inverter. The inverter itself is a purifier, so it's meant that I can use my electronics while it's actually running off the battery. You have to watch what you're doing with the inverters themselves. You can fry a lot of your electronics. What's really cool about this one is when I'm up top and I'm sleeping inside, say I want to turn it on, turn it off, I have the ability to do that. And yeah, I can also check different things such as, you know, what my draw is, how much power I got left, what my wattage is, and so on and so forth. It was definitely a little bit more of an expensive upgrade, but when you got all the camera gear that I do have and you want to live in comfort, this is something that you want to go with. This is the solar panel that I have. When my battery is running low, then I'll hook this up to the battery itself. I just unhook the inverter and I get a good charge off it. Now the solar panel that you've seen in the back, the purpose of that is while I'm driving, I'll hook that up to the battery, and then it's trickle charging the battery all the time. So I'm always in a constant state of charging something, either camera equipment, my laptop, and just whatever else I need. So I mean, a power source is definitely something that's really important to me, and having a solar panel like this is definitely a 2 thumbs up if you plan on doing this in style. So the rooftop tent that I have is actually really easy to set up. It takes about 5 minutes to get it going and about 10-15 minutes to pack it away. So I'll show you quickly how that's done. First things first, I just got to take off the tarp itself. Quick couple undos of the straps. Undo the Velcro, just pull the tarp forward. Now once the tarp is off, it's just a matter of reaching up, grab the ladder, and pulling it down. So the inside is actually pretty spacious. You just got to climb this ladder to get inside. And I mean, once you're in there, you can easily fit, you know, 2-3 people comfortably. With the sleeping berth down below, you got room for 3 or 4, no problem. This is definitely a cool way to go. Takes about 5 minutes to set up, takes about 15 minutes to tear it down. The benefit to this is, you know, when you're in a place that you're going to be in for a long time, you could just have a nice roomy location. The downfalls to it is if it's raining, then you know you're tearing down in the rain. It is what it is. So there's also an awning for this. It goes around the base, around the ladder. It's really good for if it's raining or if you need to change anything like that. Due to the fact that it's about 45 degrees out today, I'm not ripping it down and getting it set up for you. It's a bit of a pain, takes about 5 minutes, but definitely worth having. The tent itself is really good. I've been through torrential downpours and it's never leaked on me, so it's definitely a 2 thumbs up for camping in style, and definitely doing the backpacker lifestyle. In Australia, the temperatures get up pretty high, and I mean, sunlight is definitely a huge factor. There's a hole in the ozone layer, and it's nice to have a little bit of protection from it. So what I also have is an awning that comes off the side. I literally just open this up here. Quick and easy roll out. And then it's just a matter of popping down the legs. Having the awning is definitely something that you want to install on your 4x4 vehicle when you're backpacking. Ample amounts of times it's been really nice just to be able to get out of the sun, just have protection from, you know, the rain and the elements and everything else. I mean, it's not that much of an upgrade to do it, but it's definitely something that you want to look into doing. So one of the common questions I get asked is, how do you stay clean when you're traveling? You know, you're getting hot and stinky, and it's nice to just have a shower. You can find lots of showers around the beaches and that. They're just cold showers, but I mean, it helps out. You'll be in situations though where that's just not available and you got to come up with plan B. So what I have is called an outdoor shower. I just simply hook it up to one of my water containers. I got a 12-volt adapter in the back, and then yeah, I literally just turn it on, give myself a little shower, and that's that. It's pretty simple, and it gets the job done. So there you have it. This is how I've been living my life for the last couple months. When I left Canada, I had everything, and you know, I up and sold it all to start over. This is a little bit dramatic of a change, but I'm definitely happy. I can go anywhere, see anything, and do anything that I want when I want. I'm completely self-sufficient for the most part, and yeah, I'm just enjoying life. To get a setup like this with the vehicle that I have fully loaded, under 200K, four-wheel drive, you're looking at about $15,000 to $16,000 with all the upgrades that I have. But I mean, if you're going to be doing the backpacker lifestyle and you're going to be traveling around a lot, a setup like this is definitely something that you want to go towards. I have everything, do all my cooking, I got my shower, I got my sleeping areas, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. So if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and share, and yeah, I'll see you all in the future. Take care.